guys, and happy Halloween! It's the last day of October. I'm currently getting ready. I'm doing my makeup for my costume. So I am going as one of my ancestors, basically. So, a few years ago, I found a portrait done of one of my ancestors who lived in Williamsburg, Virginia. Sorry, I'm trying to get that lid on. It's not going on good, so just gonna leave that out. And I noticed a stark resemblance between me and this person. Mind you, Colonial Williamsburg was a long time ago. I think it's 7 or 8 generations. I'm not exactly sure, but in the eyes and eyebrows is where I really see the connection or whatever. And so I posted on Reddit, and like everybody on Reddit could see it. On Facebook, we know negative Nancy's, and we're like, I kind of see it, but not that much. But I'm still, since I see it, that's all that matters. And I'm going to be recreating. A lot of people on Reddit wanted me to recreate the portrait, and now I'm finally doing it. I don't know what took me so long. I originally was going to do 2 costumes this year. I used to do 2 costumes. I used to basically do a hoe costume and then a costume for when I gave out candy. But now I just do 1 costume. It's more ethical, whatever. So we are just doing this. But I wanted to be Chrissy from Stranger Things. I just never got around to buying a costume. That's as simple as that. So that lid's not staying on good. Hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm not going to do foundation. I don't even do foundation first, so I don't know why I'm telling you that. I will insert a picture at the start of this video, which y'all would have already seen, of the picture that I am recreating the look of. So there was a slight pink color to the eyelids. So I am going to go in with an eyeshadow and do that. I can't really tell if there's a pink or not. Like earlier when I was looking at it, I felt like it looked kind of pink. So I am just gonna go in with a very, very, probably this Bon Fresco right there. It's not really showing up that great on camera. So let's see, what brush do I want to use for this? Let's see, I want to be very light. So I'm going to go with this larger one. This is one of my everyday brushes anyway. And so I know what it's going to look like once it's on. But yes, I always do, or not always, but oh, I totally just touched my eye. And a lot of tutorials of just beauty gurus, not actual makeup artists, they do their foundation and all first. But if you watch ones of makeup artists, they always do their eyes first, because then you can wipe away the dust that the eyeliner, I'm not wearing eyeliner today, but that or eyeshadow leaves behind. So it's just, I think, more practical to start with your eye makeup versus your foundation, just in case if you mess anything up, because mistakes are prone to happen, guys. That is life. So again, this is just a very light pink. Like, we want it to basically be barely there. Another thing is with this, the picture, Mary has darker hair than I do, because the blonde in my hair, the majority of it is not natural. Some of it is natural, but I do lighten it. So my hair is naturally darker and is closer to her tone of hair, but obviously I'm not going to dye my hair for Halloween. I thought of getting one of my old Marjorie Tyrell or Padme Amidala wigs, because I do cosplay as them and they both have dark hair. But we're not doing that. We're just gonna keep it. I want it to be as natural as possible where this looks. So there's that eye. I don't know how well y'all can see because I don't have glasses on, but obviously I will see the whole finished look. Because I am filming a video today still in my Halloween costume. Should be fun. This is what happens if Halloween's on a Monday. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm not doing this to be a tutorial. I'm doing this as a chit chat, talking about why I'm being this for Halloween, that kind of thing. I was kind of hesitant to do this. I don't know if people will like be offended since it's like a colonial time, but I'm like, y'all watch Outlander, and like Outlander's fine. Like they don't have slaves. It's fine. Yeah, so, and this is another thing where I do want to cosplay as Claire from Outlander at some point. Some point in the future, I would like to do that cosplay, but I just, again, cosplaying is expensive, like hundreds of dollars, so it's something you have to think long about, and you just have to find the perfect pieces, because I don't make my own, at least for like the main dress, I don't make my own, so it's finding the proper pieces. It's a long process. So I'm like, where am I going now with the makeup? Now we are going to do powder. Powder was something that was being worn in this time period. I'm trying to find my nice big powder. Now it was not in the safe, this is one powder. It wasn't in the makeup we have today. There was a lot of, here's what I'm looking for. A lot of products that women, we would not want to put on our face today, or you know, people in general, not just women, because powder is probably the makeup that most men, like famous men, will wear on TV, and I know probably men wear it as well, but it's probably the most common makeup, and I think just seeing somebody do their powder is an iconic thing, and that everyone just knows about. Like they'll do it with this, or they'll do it with a brush. We are going to start with, oh, since we did finish the eye makeup, I am going to take off my these things, under eye things, don't remember what they're called, but I am going a little heavy on this. The woman in the picture is very pale, probably does have powder on her face, and my face is currently healing from a sunburn, so I am not extremely pale at the moment. And again, this was just how they did their makeup back then. They put on a lot of powder. I've watched a lot of videos, not just for this, just because I'm generally interested about makeup history. So that's like where I'm getting this info from. So if any of it is wrong, my apologies. But yes, powder was used quite a bit. I don't remember exactly what it was made from back then. But like you can see pictures of Elizabeth I, who I'm gonna say was, no, that was like a generation before this. She's known for having that really white face, and there was lead in what they were putting on their face. And obviously we know lead poisoning is a thing today, which I doubt they knew back then since they were doing it, but maybe they were doing it and just didn't care, because people get Brazilian butt lifts today and don't care that you have a high chance of dying from that. So that is what I'm going to do with the little, that thing. I don't know what those are called. I am going to brush to blend. As you can see, powder all over my hands, because that is just how it goes. But yes, just to make it look more even on my face. And again, I will most likely do filters over it, because on Instagram you do filters. But to not have as many filters, cover it up a lot. I do have a pimple kind of right there healing, but I'm not wearing concealer today, so there's not really anything that I'm going to do about it. I wonder what this woman would think of her ancestor. No, is it like 200, 300 years later, recreating her portrait? And yes, I do know I'm incredibly lucky that I'm able to have that, a portrait of one of my ancestors. Not everybody gets that. And there are some lines, like this is incredibly rare. Not all lines in my family have the portraits, because it was something that rich people could do at the time. I don't know a whole ton about her family after her, because she married a man who had a shop, and the shop is still standing to this day. And so I'm assuming rich. And sorry about that, my retinol fell down. I'm just wiping my hands off because I don't want to get all this powder on all my things. because I personally don't wear powder that much, especially in the winter time, because I'm not sweating a ton in winter. But yeah, in other seasons, I'm definitely wearing a lot more powder. So Rogue was something also very, very extremely common in this time. Marie Antoinette, you can see pictures of. But yes, on the cheeks, we are putting a ton of blush. Again, that was just the thing at the time. And so I'm going in with this pinky tone. This isn't really my shade, but for this look, I do think it's the most fitting. And usually I do my powder on top of my blush, but for this look, I'm not doing that. So where does it stop? Her stops like right there. So I am gonna wipe some of that away. Just to blend it more. So it goes to like right here. No, it may kind of look like I got beat. I swear I didn't get beat. Y'all are seeing me do this. This, as I said, it was the style back then to make them look alive, because we do have to think of all the illnesses, especially in coastal Virginia. Malaria, that kind of thing, drains the life out of you. And they wanted to look alive. They wanted to look lively. I'm seeing if there's any on the nose. No. Now that's a common trend, is to have the blush on your nose. But back then, and at least in that picture, there wasn't. So that's our blush. A lot, I know. But again, that was the style. So she does look to have lipstick on. So I am going to do just, this shade is personally my shade. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I don't know which one would look more. But yeah, they were using the same stuff they used on their cheeks, on their lips, which I am not doing. But I do actually own a blush that can go on both. I mean, literally, I could do my lipstick like that, but I'm not, because I don't want to waste it. Because again, makeup is kind of expensive. Oh my gosh, I really do look 1700s right now. We are looking at, so I'm gonna get in my dress and do my hair and then catch up with y'all. Guys, this is something, getting in the hoop skirt. Mad respect for people on shows like Outlander and whatever shows they wear hoop skirts on. I'm like, how did they get through doors? But I'm gonna do my hair and then catch up with y'all. There I am. What I would look like in the 1700s. I do think this is great. Like, this costume, I do think is really fitting for the time period. I think I did great on the makeup, and I am really happy with how it turned out. So it's a win in my book.